Okay, so welcome back to Gumadi's Coins and Banknotes, and today we have some German banknotes. So these ones are just my extras, so if anyone's interested, that's great. So I've only got the 2 to 3 issue. There's the Dalek Kaiserschein, the Reichsbank, and there's also the Reichskaiserschein. So the Dalek Kaiserschein were only started to be issued in 1914. These are supposedly backed by goods by industry and agricultural goods, but I'm not too sure how that works. You need to read the law. Ooh. Okay, I'm just having a look. You need to read the law of... okay. Loan Bank Act of 4th of August 1914. So that does describe that, how that works. And these were pretty much accepted a legal tender. Now the ones I don't have are the Reichskassenschein, and they were pretty much just a fiat currency backed by credit, so pretty much like these ones. That's a nice German banknote. Okay, and then we got a Reichsbank, which is supposedly backed by gold. So a lot of these you're going to get in pretty poor condition. So these are probably worth $5 or less. And this is the last one that had a serial number and a prefix on it. And also, if you rub the eagle, it has an impressed image on it, as well as a printed one. And in 1920, the 1 mark had suffered some devaluation. Okay, so before the war, it's about 4.2 marks equals $1. I like to use the current currency. Value in gold, a lot of people don't understand that. And those who actually deal in gold. But most people deal in the currency. And in 1920, it went roughly to about 50. 1921, roughly about 90 to 100. So that's a considerable devaluation of losing almost 90% of the actual value. So that's why these ones are actually well used, well circulated. Most people wouldn't have bothered to actually keep these. So Iron Mark, so this is probably only worth a few dollars. Then we have the 5 marks, so this is the better of the ones that I have. Although it is well circulated, so obviously people didn't keep these, and they circulated quite extensively. So all the images on these are allegorical, means that they represent probably Germany or Germania, but they're not an actual individual. And we have the German eagle, coat of arms Germany, or emblem, I don't care which one you use. And on the back we have a nice design. So these are actually a lot better design than what a lot of current banknotes are these days. So here's the second one. These are all frozen date, and they'll probably just print it up until they were replaced by another banknote itself. Okay, the 5. No, this is the last 5 mark that was issued. So because of inflation, they kept these, and they probably just kept printing them. Wouldn't be surprised if the serial numbers, you can get a few banknotes with the same serial number, although no one's actually said anything about it. Okay, and this is the poorest one of the issue, which is an earlier version from 1914. So this is the one of the first banknotes that were issued. Obviously during the First World War they would have had to restrict silver. People would have hoarded silver, so it would have been a problem with silver circulating. And although they had a 5 mark banknote in circulation since 1874, they would have had to increase it. So this one's pretty poor condition, and it has It has two green emblems of the coat of arms, which is pretty normal. Usually that means that it's a reprint. So dark grey, blue or green reverse. You got 3 different types. This one is it's a bit hard to tell, looks like the blue. So it's the most common of the actual issue. Then in 1920 they issued the 10 mark. So the 10 mark banknote itself is, okay, so this is the only, actually no, the Roche Kassenschein issued a 10 mark in 1906. That one's pretty expensive. This one's the cheapest one. So 10 mark 1920 Roche banknote. This is the hyperinflated version, so, and all the serial numbers are pretty much the same on all these banknotes. So nothing defining this feature, just all written script. So that's why people probably not really that interested in that type of banknote. Then we have a 1918 20 mark. This was issued at the end of the Second World War. Oh, not the Second World War, First World War. And it was the last 20 mark they issued. And yep. So basically we've got 2 allegorical features. And most of the banknotes you're going to see are in this condition. So we have a guy and a knight and a woman with a feather, quill, and also some wheat. And we have the coat of arms. And this one seems to be a better version. You can see the images quite a lot better. Although, as you can see, it's folded because these are a bit big to actually put in your wallet. So, yeah, not a nice banknote. If you want to get these uncirculated, they're going to be a bit expensive. Probably at least $100. Okay, and these ones circulate parallel along with these ones from 1914. So if you have these ones, so these are all red. So if they're all red, that means they're probably printed in 1914. And you can actually get, I'm not too sure if you can get green seals of these ones, but I've never seen any. But if they do have a green seal and a green serial number, then it would have been printed later on. Okay, but with these banknotes you get a different letter up here. So this is H, so 1914, and also we have either 7 or 8 serial numbers. So it's 3, 6. So this is 7. So with the 7, you can get. Okay, so this is serial number starts with P. So you got H and L for this one, and you can find all this information on Wikipedia. And this one starts with O. So O, you can get H, N, Y, Z. So this is the Y. Anyway, so I wouldn't be surprised if someone's missed some of these. Okay, D. Okay, 1908. So this is an early version, probably a bit more expensive to get if you get these in higher grade. But in this lower grade, not really that expensive. D, A, D, O. And this one's A. And then we have C. And we have AKOWX. So we've got K up there. So that's what you need to look for. So obviously, they didn't print from A to Z with the prefixes, because these ones are supposedly exchangeable with gold. They're actually quite nice. One of the earliest German banknotes that I did get. And on the back we just have a floral pattern. So, and also the paper itself, as you can see, it's actually, this is the key security feature of this banknote. And also these ones are crinkled, so they're not flat. So you can see the lines on this banknote, although it doesn't show up in this camera. quite easily. So that's the only interesting thing about those banknotes, really. Okay, the next one we have is the 5 mark from 1919. So we have Ruhr, so print. So when they do that, it means that it's printed at different places. So 50 marks, this would have been equivalent to $1 roughly at the time period. And it has an allegorical feature of Germania. So, and also there's differences in the prefix and the suffix as far as I know. Oh no, must be a different banknote. Anyway, so what we have here is we're looking at the differences in the Raya. So Raya 1 is printed by Royce Druckerei in Berlin. I got 3 ones. The 2 were printed in Austria, Vienna, and 3 was printed in W. Buchenstein in Berlin, and there's 4 Otto Elsner in Berlin, so obviously 2 private issues. So, and these all pretty much have the green emblem with the 50. So, not too bad these ones, and the reverse is also just as creative in the way they design the banknote. So these are more like artistic features than they are banknotes. So these ones, yeah, probably $5 or less. Let me know down below how much you think these are worth. They're all pretty damaged. Okay, so then we have the 50. So these ones 1906 to 1910 issue, so these are all pretty much dated 1910. And so 1910, so we have for the prefix we have ABCD, and also this one's T, so that's pretty, most of them are A, B, H, K, N, T, except for D, which doesn't have the N. Okay, A as well, so this is A. Then we have D with a B. Then we have C with H. And that's basically it. So these are nothing really unusual to find here. And all these pretty much have they don't have red, they just have green, which is pretty standard. And we have allegorical feature, Germania, the German crown, facing each other. Look at that banknote, it's actually quite nice. And on the back we have the same type of floral pattern. So, and once again the security feature is the actual paper itself. So that's the main feature which distinguishes it from banknotes in the United States and the UK. So these are enhanced security features. UK banknotes at the time, really, they're just too easy to counterfeit. So, and then we have these ones, probably cost about $5 or $10, 5 mark. Now the difference between these is that the green ones are reprints, and if you got one with the red seal, yeah, I forgot what they're called, seals, they're the ones that issue roughly at the time period. So these were printed between 1980 and 1922. So we have the large, in the background, large German eagle, and on the reverse we have Germania. So German banknotes of this time period are one of the best issue. Now Russia did print pretty good banknotes, so did France. United States and British banknotes are pretty poor. Actually, UK banknotes I wouldn't even mention. They're pretty expensive, but I don't know why. Nothing really special about them. Okay, so we've got Germania, allegorical women in the background. So this is all pretty much based on Greek and Roman type of imagery. So, okay, so this one we have a suffix, so we're looking at the suffix, and you get a imprint, so this is F, for a specific suffix. So we have suffix G, and we have EFG for the actual letter on the actual banknote. And this one's the same, G, and that's F again. And here we have K, which has L and M. So this one's got M. So if you go to Numista, you can find all this information. And check your banknotes and make sure it matches up. If it's not, then it probably hasn't been reported. Or probably could be a low print run. So as you can see, for this one, they've issued over 8 million banknotes. And this over second banknote confirms it, so that's 7 million. And this one, yeah, they've issued about 7 million banknotes. So anyway, yeah, these ones are quite nice. And the last one I have is 100,000. So this is the hyperinflation issue with a nice portrait. And this guy's supposed to be George Gisse. So it would have been from a painting of a time period. This one probably looks like 1700s. And this one was issued in 1923. It's quite a large banknote. If we compare it to the East German one, see that's actually quite small. So this one would have had to be folded in half and in quarters. So there's actually quite a few. Okay, this one is, so you got 8 digits. So you got 3, 6, 7, 8, and you got 1 prefix. So in between here, roughly around that area, you have a T. Obviously this one doesn't have it. So ones with the T are actually quite scarce and should get a high value. So in this condition, which is VF, you're probably paying between $5 and $10. And on the back, nothing special. And the watermark. See, the watermark is one of the main security features. And these ones, they took out the actual crinkled paper effect. So watermarks. Don't know why United States didn't have watermarks in 1996. Really strange. Okay, does this have any watermarks? I presume it would have. Watermarks have been on banknotes since stamps since I think 1860s. So really, no. I think there is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But these are more common banknotes you're going to find from Germany from the time period. I got a bit excited and I pushed the camera over. Anyway, thank you very much. Have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time and take care.